What's up, ladies and gentlemen? From the soul, my name is Paul. I'm here to acknowledge the frequency to elevate your consciousness, to lighten your mind, to transcend above the vibration, to ascend to the celestial from here on earth. Anybody want to spend it here now, not delaying time. Most people have an innate ability to create the invisible dreams. So what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We built from the scenario of ours, of one collective conscious mind. First follow the concrete reality that bridged from the spiritual to consciousness to the foreseen future that we always dreams about and always anticipating as we driven through the journey to tell ourselves stories about the future may well be hardwired into the human brain, closely linked into the ability to speak, to construct, reconstruct, recreate, and the language planning ahead in the others. Human animals is the harmonious process in which hoarding behaviors are triggered by for example, shortening your daylight hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, right? But we humans are capable of planning a decade ahead of the time too. We foreseen the future, we dreams and we map it out, just like, for example, John F. Kennedy wanted to take a man to the moon. That's 10 years beforehand time, right? So the extraordinary contingencies far more irregular than the seasons. We got 4 seasons. We're in fall this moment, time, space, reality. The ascension of mind recognizes this as well too, offering compelling explanations, right? And fall, winter, then spring, then summer, and then round of birth again. So to control the speeches that we say, we also be a part that involved that ballistic prowess, the ability to hit the animals with the slingshot as a kid, throwing rocks or whatever it is apparent as important for survival skills that we may need, but we're not living that kind of a state of primitive anymore as we elevate, ascend until we evolve into the creations, the creature that wouldn't spare us a thrust and shield from a harmful nature, and we cultivate, the loving wisdom, the loving kindness, the strength to endurance, that the kindness, the knowledge, experience with wisdom, that ability to think ahead and to make small talk and put that aside. Benefit, what is humanity is to be able to elevate us all to be a better human formations, thoughts, creations, and just less of that ballistic in all key aspects, both of our languages and the pre-planning of the performance enough that we have been dreaming since forever. Performing the mental, the run out, the order, the lineup, the sequences of the fine instrument of the music of the moment and the motions regularly require the performance to actively in motion, speaking in terms of the hypothesis and making intuitive the senses to me. And sometimes I hear like, hey, what we talk about, it could be understood by those who can actually feel the sight of the sound and the smell, the taste, the quarter of the coin, the two side of it, and the dropping back when we look across the field, the fortitude of the yard, seeing the scenery, the opposite, the best, and the motion, the nature, and the infrastructure, the modern, the ancient, the time, the intertwine in between the borderline, the modern and ancient. It's just here now as well too. Just like wow. Before we even dreams, before we see the visions in the reality. Before we see the reality, first we see the vision. It's always there. We want to be planted. It just takes some time because everything's, you got to be in the senses of our enlightenment, the consciousness, and the rehearsal of the possibility of the impossible. And like Impossible Burger, look how possible that become. That's so freaking amazing. Fruitarian love it. The methodology, the applicable, the structure, the scenario, the remembering of the time, the space, the technique, the extensions of our skills, the ability to recreate, not just create, recreate, and because every day is some artistic way, make it a last stroke of the brush to make it more fine line. You gotta erase it, take it out, and again do the fine line, the idea of the art to be more visible, visual, and pleasing, and pleasant, and always no denying, because we got to be totally immersed within ourselves. Immediately that's a great opportunity to build the scope of the best case scenario of ourselves and for others that we come in contact with. To be the differences is the proficiencies has nothing to do with people. Characters is the result of the differences in training and experiencing that we are experiencing the day after because of the soreness, but we still proceed along doing go around the way, go along the way, go around about, go underneath, go just keep on going, never give up in the perseverance. That is the concentration to be what we want to become, to be, to engineering, to typically that may take years, but it is hard time now that we are training and determine the encounter that we are seeking in the columns of the years to come and years ahead and years before. In the account of that, we are still striving, we are still trying, we are still working. Nothing wrong that we take a break because we need to. But we take a break, active rest, we recreate, we make, we shape, we sculpt, we share, we care, tenderness, and we give about how things will come about as well too, because sometimes things takes time in ways that we may not know. We smile and we wave. Sometimes the vocalizations is, as the old saying goes, cat cut your tongue. Cat cut your tongue. The pussycat kind of catch your tongue, possibly. But we can always change the way we make people more welcoming. Make no mistake, people have gotten in the wrong thoughts, wrong views about each and every one, but that's their business. Make sure you're dealing with the right problems that you may have arises, because other people's business is none of your business. Make sure you be a little more sensitive in the process, and at the same time deal with the business that you have and make sure your business that you had it be alleviated, or if not, at least don't let it drown you. So you gotta lift your head up, above the water, and stay on top of your life passions that you are endeavor to be endowment in this realizations that the senses of realism is also from the dreams of oneness before otherings and or chanting in the dreams reality. We still had to have the faith, most trust in our ability, and do the rehearsal within our consciousness until the subconscious make it a reality, because subconscious will make it naturally because it's already been installed in the present time, in the formal, in this complex, in the neural cortex. And the way things turn out to be, so far so good. So we must proceed with our ability to create the outcome and practice more so we can become better in what we do. So practice the differences, the proficiency, right? Nothing to do with our thoughts so much, more so the flow. Let no control, let the water flow. We are the fire that sustains life. As we recalibrate our mind, typically in a hard time, we push through drastically with the determinations. That's the perseverance to never give up. we believe in ourselves. To the concrete, we roll above in a single term, answering in the account that we put in for ourselves, to meet with ourselves, to put in the work. We travel for work. In contrast, in a culture where there's a anthropologists know that she or he, the particular in the town, to see the differences in the culture, the census. The anthropologist is attuned to uncertain and multiple points of view, and can more easily accept the practice of the real life scenario. The same is true for our businesses. The most attuned to practicing, be the practitioner of what you do, and people will love you for it too. Peace of mind, love of heart. Peace out.